Well, I'm back up and running again. After almost 4 days of limited movement, unbearable pain, I can finally get things done again. And wouldn't you know it, the weather has changed once again, going from hot and humid to humid and rainy. But it's just dry enough to be able to clear a pathway to my laundry room. So before it starts raining again, I need to cut down some of this overgrowth. I actually need to stock up on some weed and grass killer because most of this area here is part of our gravel driveway. I can't believe how much this grass and weeds have just spread all over. I hate having to put chemicals down because of all of our animals, and I've tried some natural remedies and it didn't quite help. So it looks like I'm gonna have to give in and go ahead and get the weed and grass killer going. I would love to get in front of the entire building, but I only have a couple hours to get a pathway going and then get a load of laundry going. And being that the grass is already a little wet, it is really hard to mow. So I'm just going to cut from the doorway off to the left of the garage door. In the space in between the door and the garage where it's extra long, that is where our septic tank is for this building. So I'm going to get as close as I can to the tank, but I need the weed whacker to cut all that down, and it is just too wet, and I am allergic to wet grass. So I am so excited about this coming week. My son is flying out from California, and he will be here for the entire month of July. And we have a road trip planned to go to Alabama to see my sister, which my son hasn't seen in about 6 or 7 years now. So I know he's really looking forward to this trip. I could have just gotten in front of this door and called it a day, but since we have a lot of rain and storms in the forecast, I wanted to make sure that in case we had to put our cars away, we usually put it on this side of the garage. We can easily pull in and out without having to go through all this overgrowth, especially because when it rains, we get a big pool of water in front of here. All right, there's one more little section in front of the doorway that I want to go over. For the longest time, we've had this huge ant hill right next to the door, and I've been trying to get rid of it for months. And usually when I go over this area, there is a huge amount of angry ants coming after me. But this time, I didn't see a single one, so I thought it would be okay just to try to go over this mound to get it down. Alright, now that I've got this area all cleaned up, I've got to go back upstairs and go grab a load of laundry to get that started. And since we have a little time before the rain starts, I'm going to let these creatures go out and play. I'd mentioned this in previous videos, but Lily, she loves to do laundry with me. It's so funny. It's her special little thing that makes her happy. Although I have a ton of laundry that needs to get done, I'm just going to do this one load today. And between the time that I filmed this video and the time that I'm doing this voiceover, it is sopping wet outside and too muddy to go tracking back and forth. So I haven't gotten another load done since then. Alright, time to go back in and do some deep cleaning. And although our room is pretty tidy, it's definitely not clean. So I'm going to get as much done as I can before my back tells me it's quitting time. I'm going to get started with my dresser here. I'm not sure how well it's coming off on camera, but it is super, super dusty. So other than my bins of clothes, I am going to clean this from top to bottom. So if you're wondering why I have a middle finger lighter right here, that was my dad's, and my dad has since passed on, and I have very, very few things of his, and this was one of them, and I just think it's cute and funny. Starting with my little mirror here, I'm going to spray it down with my tried and true Lysol all-purpose cleaner. I usually would use a glass cleaner as well on the mirror, but since I don't use this quite often, I don't wear makeup often, I'm not too concerned about how I can see out of this mirror. I just want to have it clean. I thought this little corner was dirty, but it turns out it was scratches from my kitty. And this is why we can't have nice things. I wouldn't call myself a minimalist, but as I'm putting everything back, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I wish I had less here. But I think once I get a new frame for my kids' pictures to be able to hang them on the wall, it won't be as bad, meaning it won't feel as cluttered to me. I don't always film it, although I should, but I clean these shelves quite often, and I can't believe how bad it looks every single time. But that's just life when you have a lot of pets. I love this little treasure box. My mom got it for me for my birthday, and I hope to fill it up with all the treasures I find metal detecting. I just have a couple of coins in it right now. One coin is actually from the early 1800s, which I was so excited about finding. And I'm hoping this summer we will be able to find a couple more things to fill this box with. My dresser is all cleaned up now, and look how pretty it is. And now we'll move on to my nightstand area. I don't plan on doing the inside of the drawers, but I do want to pull it out and clean the face of it, the sides, and the top. But first I'm going to clear off the top, wiping everything down. And I want to take everything out of this little basket, clean the basket itself, and also get behind it where I have everything plugged in, because fur, for some reason, seems to collect behind this basket. I like to weave my chargers, my watch charger, and my phone chargers through this basket. It just makes it easier to grab rather than trying to find it in between the bed and the nightstand. And of course, it doesn't show up very well on the camera, but that basket is dirty. Okay, I went and washed the basket in the sink, and I tell you what, I love this basket. It's so dang pretty. I got it during Easter time at Dollar Tree. I bought 3 of them because I love them so much. I have 2 more in my bathroom. One I keep my hair products in, and the other I put toilet paper in. And this one I use for my phones, my remotes, my water bottle, and just the odds and ends that end up on my little nightstand here. So for some reason, as I was filming this, my camera would film normally, but then all of a sudden it went into slow motion and I have no idea why. So I actually had to speed this up like 10 times. I was trying to keep the scrubbing sounds in, but when it turned into slow motion, it completely wiped out the audio as well. So frustrating. As I was putting everything back, I noticed there was a ton of fur down here, so I'm cleaning up this scale and I'm gonna sweep and mop in this little section here. All right, this area is all cleaned up, nice and shiny, and just completely ignore the drawers. That is for another video. And when I was done, I noticed the rain is back. We call this window the kitty telly for obvious reasons. But anyways, I had one more task I wanted to get done, and that is this fan. It's time to open this thing up and get it washed. We keep our fans on 24/7, and I do vacuum the outside quite often, but regardless of how often I vacuum, the inside still gets really, really gross. So we're going to take it to the tub, rinse it off, and scrub it down. So our bathroom is really small and the lighting isn't that great in here. I actually had to put an extra light in here. So finding a place for the camera and trying to wash these was not easy. So forgive me if the footage is not that great. I'm just working with a very tight area. I didn't have a scrub brush, so I'm just using this crevice brush and some Dawn dish soap. So while I let these dry, I'm going to be cleaning the base, which wasn't too bad. And there was a spot on the wall which was driving me crazy, so I'm going to take care of that too. We are just about finished here. I'm going to put this fan back together, and that will be all she wrote for this video. And as always, I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today. I hope that you have enjoyed. And if so, please hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button too. You guys are the best. I love you all. And until next time, bye.